Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Rob Moriarty. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Anna.
It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. Yay.
So,
We were just speaking about how I've got 40 episodes of this podcast and I haven't had a single person that's full-blown gay.
Yeah.
Like, not one.
yeah. And like I said, I'm considered a gold star gay, which means I've never slept with a woman.
That is a gold star gay.
Yeah. I got when I was a teenager, we used to have, I don't know, when you grew up, we used to have like these underage discos, yeah, where there was a lot of fingering and boob touching and sort of hand jobs in the trousers. A lot of that when I was like, I don't know, like 16, 17, 18. But yeah, after that, well, then I came out when I was
Hold on. Yeah, you came out when you were what?
almost 18.
Okay. But like no girl ever gave you a hand job through your pants in one of those discos?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, plenty.
That's what you meant. Like,
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah. I got around, but it wasn't like anything cool. It was just kissing and hand jobs within the trousers and no oral sex as far as I can remember. But then all your friends start having sex, and you're like, "Oh shit, the cat's gonna get out of the bag soon." Well, it's I don't know. I never. It's so funny because I still know girls who I was like with, and I'm always wondering like what's going on in their head now when they think about it. But yeah, it's crazy. And if the opportunity never presented itself as a teenager, so
To have gay sex? Or to have...
no, that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but to have sex with a girl never presented itself. I probably would have if it presented itself at that age, but it just didn't.
It didn't happen.
It didn't, yeah.
And so when you were getting these hand jobs and kissing girls, did you already have the feeling like this isn't what I actually want?
Oh yeah, you're
Very
picturing, you're going, like, you have a full blown thing going on in your head where you're pretending it's somebody else and something. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But then a hand job's a hand job, you know?
A hand job is a hand job,
Yeah.
right? A finger bang's a good finger bang.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's giving it.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's never to the point of ejaculation, but then at that age, it's just no one knows what they're doing, you know?
No.
It's all just...
I feel like oral sex, though, is different, because
Yeah.
you can feel, depending on how young you're going, you can usually feel the hair growth around the mouth.
I remember the first time one girl that I fingered at
Just hearing you say those words is already funny.
It out loud. I haven't said this out loud before and ever probably. This one girl I fingered, and we were only like 16, maybe 17, and I fingered her, and it was like, what the fuck is this? I went down, and it was like full blown bush. Yeah, George W. It was fucking insane.
A jungle.
Yeah, absolute jungle.
So you were like, how do I get in?
Something bit me in there. Yeah, it was like...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was like... Yeah, it was so weird. And it was so awkward as well when you think about it. It was... back then, it was kind of like... You get your friend to go ask their friend, will they kiss you?
Yep.
And, oh my God, it's just fucking... Yeah, it's so cringy when you think back. But
it makes it also makes sense sometimes when I think about these days. I'm like, wish I could just get my friend to be like, does he want it or not? And that way I don't have to face the rejection. My friend can reject me.
Yeah, it's almost like it's the equivalent of like a dating app now.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
We were crafting our own dating apps back
Yeah,
then.
100%. I figured this was like a small detour, but because I was thinking of this as a joke. I've always wondered why when you see dogs sniffing each other's assholes.
Yeah.
I just saw that one. First of all, I was doing this bit about, I don't know if you've ever noticed, there's a lot more dogs in Berlin that aren't neutered. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah. They don't like to neuter them
Yeah.
here.
There's these big fucking balls. And then I was doing
It's
a thing about that.
man.
Yeah, I
It's
swear
so
I can't
distracting.
stop looking at it. I don't know why. It's like they're bigger than mine. I'm like, Jesus Christ almighty. I must have small testicles. Remember one time I'm going off on a real tangent here. I I remember one time I was describing someone's testicles to a friend of mine that I saw. Someone whipped their dick and balls out at a party or something. And I was like, fuck, his balls were huge. They were like this big or whatever. And he was
so like an egg shape.
Yeah, no, my friend was like, that's the size they're supposed to. Like, how big are your balls? And I was like, oh shit, maybe they're not. Maybe I was just a late bloomer. But anyway, the dogs sniffing each other's assholes. I was like, I've always wondered why they do that. And then it was like, I looked it up and it's like, first of all, it's like their way of greeting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can tell if they've met before, what kind of mood they're in, what their diet is like all this crazy stuff.
I feel like we could do the same.
Yeah. Definitely what your diet's like. I don't know about...
I think mood as well.
Yeah,
like,
probably mood as well, yeah.
I think like how the sniffing of the asshole goes. Indicates the mood.
Yeah, this is so embarrassing as well. I said this I was doing Ori's show and I got so, like Darkest Thoughts where it's like improv. Mm-hmm. And I was doing so badly that something came up about your favourite sex position. And I just panicked and I told a story about how I was eating ass once and then it was the first time I did it and then it was like eating ass and then back to like kissing. And I was going up, I was like I said to him, I was like, should I go like brush my teeth or like...
That's so cute.
And he was I just killed the mood completely.
Should I brush my teeth?
Yeah. Should I just completely break the sexual fucking vibe that's going on to go brush my teeth?
I feel like a little bit of like a mouth rinse.
Yeah.
With the water next to the wherever you are is not a bad idea. A bit of a rinse.
Yeah.
But it's only if you feel like it's not clean, you know?
Yeah. It's not. That's the thing. I didn't realize back then how seriously clean people who like bottoms say.
People who want that are clean.
They're clean. I didn't realize how clean they are. It's only now I realize how clean they are.
It's not a guarantee though.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee, but this guy was clean. I didn't realize, so he's probably
but
like...
you can taste it too.
Yeah,
like...
probably. That was like the one time only that I did it, and it was just super embarrassing. And I think it killed the mood because afterwards it was like I just felt like he wasn't in it, and then I was like, "What's going on?" And he was just like, "I'm just not. I'm not feeling this."
Well, because like you saying, should I clean my teeth? Is like your butthole was dirty.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you were saying.
I didn't even think of it like that.
Should I?
Yeah.
Like I need to clean you out of my mouth now.
Yeah.
It's like when in teenage years, maybe you did this as well when you fingered girls. Like afterwards, the guy would be like, "I'm just gonna go wash my hands," and it's
dude, yeah,
lick it. Like you don't need to wash it.
Yeah.
But eat up those juices. It's perfectly good.
Yeah, I just fucking... It was so awkward. Like, any sexual experience I've had, which is not much, I'm very much a... Yeah, everyone I've had has been... Nearly everyone I've had, I've gotten some kind of STD or... I don't know if it's an STD. When I lost my virginity, was in Prague, and I
Prague?
Prague, yeah. I do
not
a joke...
Pride, Prague.
Prague, yeah.
Prague, Czech Republic.
Yeah. I think everyone loses their virginity at Pride. But I've actually never been to Pride, but we can... Yeah,
exactly. So I was like, I thought you hadn't been to Pride.
Yeah, no, I actually haven't. Yeah. I've never been to Pride. So it's like... I think, describe myself as like... Someone once described me as like the Uncle Tom of gay people, where it's like, I'm super... They're like, oh yeah, you're like way on the other side, but like, you're sort of one of us, but you're so... on the other side that you're nearly not. Like, it's just...
I was thinking, I still have a friend in Australia, and I was thinking about this morning in preparation for us today. He and I became friends. We were hanging out a lot, hanging out with other friends. We were hanging out for 3 months straight, and it wasn't... And I had no idea he was gay. And it wasn't until we were at my birthday party at home and we were talking about hairy chests. And he was like, I love a hairy chest. I'm like, I love a hairy chest. And I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are you like, you're into like chicks with nipple hairs? And he was like, no, like I like hair. And I was like, oh. And it was 3 months of like getting wasted with him a few times a week. 3 whole months, and no one had mentioned it. And he was just this Aussie guy that seemed, educated, but like chill, but just there was nothing that was like an obvious gay factor, and he also didn't like pick up much because he was into monogamy, and so he wasn't one of those. He wasn't the kind of guy that was just out trying to fuck all the time either. So it just wasn't part of his dialogue, and blew my mind.
Yeah, that's because it was weird. Like I remember telling my mother, who I just thought knew, because it's like that mother son child connection thing, and she was completely fucking oblivious. And then this is so funny. And then I told my dad, and my dad was like, "Yeah, I knew." And I was like, "How'd you know?" And this is so funny. It wasn't like an intuitive thing. He's like, "I just saw you wearing like a pink hoodie one day."
What?
And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just thought that you were trying to send me a message." And I was just like, "That's why you thought?" Maybe he just had another vibe. He had another vibe or whatever. But I remember him saying that once. He's like, "Yeah, I saw you wearing a pink hoodie once, and I thought you were trying to like subliminally tell me something."
It was the pink hoodie. Wow.
Yeah, that was it. Like,
but your mum had no idea.
She had no idea. I thought she knew for fucking certain that like I was.
What do you think were the signals?
Probably just like not like, because my brothers all would have had girlfriends, and then there's just like a general like lack of interest in women, and then maybe I don't know, like it's weird, but like I would have thought, like, because I'm really close with my mother, like way closer than I would be with my dad.
But basically, you don't have other like. There's nothing that you. Yeah, because like my Aussie friend, like there's nothing about you that fits the stereotype of gayness. Like,
I wasn't like, I wasn't doing like, I wasn't like, like I said, I wasn't like effeminate. I wasn't like playing with like. I say this now. I know like a guy who's. I hope he doesn't listen to this. I knew a guy that when we were kids, that used to play with like Barbie dolls and stuff. But like he's totally straight, so it's not like I can say like, oh well, I wasn't playing with.
No, but
dolls
also like,
or something, but like.
But also, girls play with like I enjoyed boy games too. You know.
I'm trying to just think what would be other signals.
Signals,
but I don't know. Yeah, I think everyone was shocked, like 100%.
Yeah. Or maybe just like a healthy amount of conversation about penis, you know, like just like that is the other signal. Or there's so often like the gay voice, or like earrings, or, and I know it sounds silly, but
it is. Yeah. Like there was guys in my, like I think about it now, like there's so many, like this generation. You're almost like jealous of this generation that are kind of going through high school now,
right?
Where it's like it's way more. I feel like you can just come out gay now when you're like fucking 10 and everyone's like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like back then it was like fucking, and there was like two guys in the year who were just like absolute flaming queens, like, and they used to get a bit of shit, like, and then there was, and you're like, oh, I don't want to fucking deal with that, like, and then I remember I did come out before I started my last year of school, but then my little brother was starting in first year, and he was already ginger and like tubby, and the last thing he needed was like another stick to be beaten with, that like, oh, your brother's a homo or whatever. So I was like, just kept it within my friend circle for like a year, and then after that it got around. I think it was a very good big brother move.
Big brother move.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's really like, it's fucked up, but it's super sweet.
Yeah, I just felt like he's
like, it's fucked up that you had to do it, right?
Yeah, it's fucked up that I had to do it,
but of course, super sweet. Yeah.
It's like, and I was so with him, it was like, because I fucking went through like the ringer with drugs and stuff. So when he was like, when I got sober, and he was like, so what age am I? I'm like 5 years older than him. So like when I was getting sober in my early 20s, and he was like 16, 17 and all, I was just grab him like, if I find out you ever did fucking drugs, I'm gonna fucking kill you and all this stuff. And he I actually think it worked, because I don't think he smokes weed now, I think, but he never. I was terrified of him getting into like hard drugs, like but
I introduced as the younger sister. I introduced my brother to hard drugs.
I have a friend who's like that.
Yeah, that's me. Like my brother was drinking heavily and smoking weed heavily in high school, and I saw just how horrible it was.
Yeah.
And then he got it together. He stopped smoking weed, but still heaps of alcohol. And then I'm the one that introduced him to other stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. Like you talked about all your sexual experiences being like it sounded like you wanted to say negative or somehow having like a negative impact.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's
Well, it's
really
like
interesting.
every time I had it, I had there was some correlation where this is like so bizarre. Like it only could happen to me. This is why I was like hesitant about getting the vaccine. Not because I'm a conspiracy, but I'm like, I'm that guy. I'm the 1 in 4 million that will have a fucking stroke from this vaccine.
Dude.
I swear to God, if you just saw my like life story, you'd be like, yeah, that would be Rob to be the one person who. Because like the first time I ever had anything with a dude was like actually a guy I was in school with, who I just met on a random night out, and he'd obviously caught wind that I was gay, and we met in this club, and we started talking, and then it was like just a stereotypical like gay thing where it was like, do you want to just go to the bathroom and just get to it type thing. And I was like, oh, so this is, yeah, I've heard about this, you know. And then we went into this bathroom, and it's so bad. We always have these this is the guys who like sit in the bathroom, and they like, you give them change, and they give you like chewing gum and cologne. Is that just like an Irish?
No, that happens. Well, it doesn't happen everywhere, but I do know the guys. Yeah, like you pay a bit, and there's cologne, or in female toilets there'll be like makeup and shit that you can use. Yeah.
So he's usually there as well to like stop people doing coke and stuff in the toilets.
Okay.
So, and he will be really strict about that. But he saw 2 guys going into the cubicle, and he was like, for some reason I don't think they're doing coke.
But he was all okay for gay sex.
Maybe he's just like, I do not want to be involved in that situation whatsoever. I'll just pretend I didn't see it. So we went in, and it wasn't even like, it was like fully naked in this cubicle thing, and I was like, this is fucking crazy, because it was like the first time actually doing anything. And
was it a big cubicle?
Huh?
Like for 2 men? Like how big was it?
Big enough. Yeah, it was big enough. Yeah. Wasn't like we had to like stand on the toilet seat and maneuver and stuff.
I've fucked in some tiny cubicles, and I'm like, this is, I can't imagine 2 men would be really tight.
Yeah, it was always tight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh God. Yeah, because he was like, but no, we didn't have. What happened was there was like oral sex and blowjobs and stuff. And then he tried to stick a finger up my ass, and I'd never had that done before. And I was like, no, because it was painful. And he was like, what do you mean? No, like, you're supposed to. And I was like, no. And then,
dude, lube, like,
yeah. But there was, it was like she was going in dry, and it was like, it was painful. I was like, no, stop. And then he tried to. Looking back, like I could have lost my virginity, like at 19. I didn't. We'll get into that, but he like went to put my dick in his ass, and then I got like, I was like super like, I don't want AIDS and whatever. So it's like I just had all these negative things,
totally,
like every stereotype. I was like, no, I without a condom or whatever, and he was obviously so like, I got the impression that he'd been with so many people who were like, yeah, fuck it, let's take the risk, you know. And I was like the first guy in a while who was like, yeah, no, I think I should wait until, you know, we have a condom or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was on ecstasy as well, so it was like impossible to come, I found. Yep. It was like, and
hold on, did you get a condom?
No, because we were in the, it was so funny if I like I came out of the cubicle like naked, like holding my balls, whatever, and it's just like asking the guy at the thing if he had a condom. Yeah. Or like going out to the machine that they have in the thing. But so we just stuck to doing blowjobs or whatever, and then after a while, like we've been at it for, I don't even know how long it was. We just got to the point, it's like, okay, obviously nothing's going to happen because I was on ecstasy or whatever.
Yeah, so I find it very hard to come on drugs.
Yeah, it's
near impossible.
Just nothing could. Yeah, I don't think I even felt anything. It was more just whatever, and
general excitement. But
yeah. I don't think I felt any kind of pleasure from it. It was just because you've got all this sort of you just kind of.
Regarding the fear of AIDS thing though, like I definitely felt, you know, not being like, even though I'm not gay, like I had moments in my early 20s where I like I didn't have that many times when I was single, but I did have these little periods when I was single where I was a total little whore, and and I remember one time meeting this guy on the dance floor at this club, really cool club. It was Pony back in the day. Yeah. Anyway, and we just started making out, and it was like, all right, we're going back to his place. We're in his bed. He's got like this shambles of a room. Like he's got no furniture except for a wooden table and books. Yeah. And like and this bed, and it's all sort of, it looks like something out of a novel, like a poor writer lives there.
Yeah.
You know, the whole house was just weird. Anyway, we're having sex in the middle of it. I'm like, no, you're dirty. I don't want to get AIDS. And he's like, I'm wearing a condom. And I was like, it's not enough.
Something about this room is giving me an AIDS vibe.
Totally. But I had moments of total paranoia about STDs when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, I've had a friend who's straight, who's slept with I don't even know how many women, and he went through a period of like that paranoia of AIDS. But yeah, it's like
we should say HIV, right?
HIV, yeah. Technically, yeah. But now it's like not even I wouldn't want to get it.
I still enjoy getting tested negative.
Yes, I wouldn't want to get it. God, if I came on here and I was like, I'm worried that I don't have enough dirty stuff.
Dude.
But I actually do. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, fucking, because like, just remind me, because I've got so many, because, yeah, so there's a time when in Prague, where I like lost my virginity. And,
like your butt virginity.
Butt virginity, yeah.
Yeah.
And, it was this dude off Grindr, he was like Australian, and, kind of catfished a little bit. Like I got catfished just a tiny bit. He and it's happened to me like 2 or 3 times where the like with a weight thing where it's like, oh, you took a photo of yourself when you were like maybe 10 kg lighter than you were 15 kg, which I don't mind. I'm not one of
a lot of people do this. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I don't mind. Like it's not like I'm not attracted to people who
no,
weight,
but represent yourself accurately.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So he turned up, and then whatever we got going, and I swear to God, I was shocked at how small his penis was. Like I was generally like, I have a tiny penis, I have a very small penis, but they were. I do.
It's so nice a man telling me that it's like it's so, there's no disappointment in me.
Yeah, there's zero. Like, I remember,
if anything, it's good for you because it makes it easier to be a top.
I used to be so self-conscious about it, and like. I remember being as a teenager, like, and you're Googling, like, fucking average penis size and all this stuff and how to make your penis bigger.
Oh, Jesus.
And there's, like, this thing called...
touch it.
Yeah. But there's this thing called gelking that was...
Gelking?
Gelking is called.
Gelking?
Gelking, yeah, where it's, like, every day you do this thing where you kind of, like... You, like, get the base and then you kind of basically...
Squeeze it and push it up.
Squeeze it like that. And
is this like the Kegels for men? Like
yeah, sort of, yeah. But then they're like, don't do it because then it can make your dick kind of like oblong, like a baseball bat, where it's like thin, and then it can get like the opposite.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that actually sounds like it'd be.
So like thinner at the base, and
then
thinner
and then
it
kind of gets fatter at the top, and
I'll
it can
fuck some
make
penises like that.
Yeah, like and then it's just after a point I was just like. I think someone just said to me, they were like, someone, like, in general, like, if people find you attractive, they're not really going to care what you have down there.
Absolutely. And females are like, you're not going to leave somebody because they've got a shit penis.
Yeah.
If there's the emotional connection there and other stuff. Like,
exactly.
Oof.
But this was shocking. Like, because he's a big guy. And
how small are we talking?
Like the neck of the beer.
Okay, so we're talking like also length. So we're talking 3.5 centimeters long, and then a diameter of like 1.5 centimeters.
Yeah. So it was girthy.
Oh, it was girthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was very small.
I've had smaller penises than that.
Really?
By the way. Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. Maybe like, because mine wouldn't be.
I've had a micro. I think I've had 2 micro penises.
Seriously?
To be honest. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. One belonging to someone that you would stereotypically expect it from, a Korean man, and then one from a tall white man.
Really, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And was they anyway, like, embarrassed about
They
it?
did avoid bringing the penis out for quite a while.
Yeah.
One almost, like, I was pretty much in love with him, but he, like, wasn't treating me in the same way that I was with him. Yeah. And so... it helped me, like, because he had emotionally, like, led me on, and I was super in love with him, but, like, he would only ever go down on me, and I'd be like, oh, this is all right, but then, like, he would just like be with other people, and then it was just like, and so when I did eventually meet the penis, it was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna let this go then, like, which is so mean, but, like, he was treating me like shit, so it just helped me emotionally disconnect.
Yeah.
And then the Korean guy, he was... like, I'd never expected to have sex with him. He was much younger than me.
Yeah.
He was one of my employees.
Okay.
And it happened. It was one of those fucks where it was like birthday party, out, and everyone back at my house, and then it was like last man standing kind of thing.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
the person who ends up still there is going to get fucked, basically. Like,
Yeah.
And he did he got like 150 points for what he did to my body before he eventually pulled out his penis.
Yeah.
And then not only was it very small, like I could hardly feel it when it was inside me.
Yeah.
He came almost immediately.
Okay.
When
he's probably not having much sex, maybe.
No.
And was he like was there a warning like before he's like, I just gotta tell you before I take this out?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
And also there was no condom, so he fucking came inside me without a condom.
Yeah. Because you don't. Yeah.
Luckily, I was on the pill back then. Like, it was the last little bit before I left Australia. But like, he fucking came inside me. Like, hello, STDs. You're gonna hit a tiny penis. Like,
and as well, you don't want to get pregnant and then you have a child who's a male and then he grows up to have a small penis as well.
Yeah. Luckily, I was on the pill then.
Yeah.
But it was. Was I? I don't know. But yeah, basically. Or I was a bit like, I couldn't have shot that far.
Yeah. It hasn't got that fucking trajectory. Exactly. Or whatever you call it. Is it trajectory?
Trajectory, maybe like range.
Range, yeah. Because that was, that's interesting. Because like I've heard of this, like the baby dick thing.
Yeah. Like really the little one was really like 2 centimeters long. And maybe like a centimeter.
Really? Yeah.
Like it was really a micro penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even when it was like.
That was hard. That was hard.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Jesus. It makes me feel a lot better about myself because I don't even know.
So tell me about this Australian, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we're getting off track.
No. I broke into that.
Yeah. So this guy was like very small. And I was like, I don't think I've ever thought I would come across someone who just, for no pun intended, who had a smaller penis, and then we were having sex. No, we did, and when everyone was like, "This is it. This is happening," and then went around the back, let myself in the back door. Came around, and put on a condom, and then no lube, and then the pressure of the situation. I couldn't stay hard.
Yeah.
So he was probably there fucking scrolling through just waiting for me to Instagram or reading a book or something, because I was like, yeah, just give me a sec. And then it was really like, I don't even know if it counts. It was like I remember I told this story on stage once, and there was like an old woman in the front row, and I was describing how I was like trying to get it in, and it was basically just like me just squishing it against his asshole and maybe getting it like an inch in, and then
I've experienced that.
Yeah, and then just doing that until I came, and then this is so gross, and then I did that, and then
that's great.
Whatever, and then I was like, oh, how was that for you? You didn't even feel anything. And then
there's still some like nerve endings on the asshole
there, yeah, which I think I destroyed because, and not even in a sexual way. I used to be so God, I'm really spilling it all. I used to be so self-conscious about I have like OCD, like super bad OCD, and when I was a kid, I used to be self-conscious of like my asshole smelling.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so
totally.
I used to like spray my asshole with deodorant.
No.
Yeah, so I think that like ruined.
You reckon your asshole isn't as sensitive as it could be?
Maybe I don't know because I'm not that
it
thing.
with
with deodorant. Yeah, so like if I'm probably gonna get ass cancer or something. Like 100%. Like I wouldn't be surprised. In 20 years, it's gonna fucking come back and just really haunt me. Like, but yeah, I used to do that because it was like super.
It's gonna creep up from behind.
Yeah. Like I just like I don't even know why I started doing that, but I got maybe something happened where someone said something.
There must have been some trauma there, or I still sometimes get that like, this is kind of gross, but a female in her cycle, like we have fluid that just leaves our body.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
It changes depending on what's happening with our ovulation, and there are times where I'm like, Yeah, like I'm pretty sure, like if someone gets close enough, they could smell.
Well, yeah.
And it's not unclean. But it's still like I get very self-conscious about it. And of course, like yeah, there's also depends on the circumstance. But like if you're at home, you can wipe your butt and like make sure it's clean. But if you're out or if you're in a work setting or whatever, you can still get a little bit self-conscious. Yeah.
That's like half the time I spend in the bathroom isn't actually shitting, it's wiping.
It's wiping.
Because I'm so... Like, I can't go around knowing that I have like a shitty ass. I just can't.
Did you ever watch?
Do it.
There's a horrible British TV show like Horrible Bodies or Incredible.
Yeah.
And there was an old man on this. I think I watched like a little bit that my brother showed me, and there was an old man who was like, I think my butthole smells, and it turned out that he just hadn't wiped his butthole properly in like 40 years, and he had like crazy amounts of shit just stuck around.
Embarrassing bodies.
Embarrassing bodies.
Yeah.
Well, just like embarrassing people.
Yeah. I don't know why people go on these fucking shows. Like, what are they getting? Are they getting paid? Are they getting...
I guess they get paid. It's
like,
so gross.
I've seen some fucking crazy shit on that show, and I'm like, oh my god. Why would you go on public TV with that?
Why would you do it? Did you also see the show where they date based on like they do the dating and they rate, like they look at their bodies before they show the face? Yeah. They're like these just that people are completely naked and they rate the different parts of the body. It's horrible.
No, I haven't seen that. No,
that's also in the UK. But I like to hear that you spend most of your time wiping, because I'm the like having a clean asshole.
Yeah,
like it's not easy.
Yeah.
And if you wear G-strings, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know how hard it is when you have a piece of fucking fabric just like riding up against your asshole? And if you're like hooking up with a guy, you want to be able to take off your underwear and like it be clean. Like your butthole might be clean, but like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it got up in there or something, you know? Yeah, like it was... How did we even get to this point?
So basically the Australian rubbing your penis.
Yes. So then we were lying there, and then I kind of realised, oh shit, he hasn't really gotten anything out of this, so... oh my goodness. So I basically just started giving him, this is like, it's just super selfish, like I just started giving him like a hand job with like my weak hand, not even my strong hand.
Not even trying that hard.
Not even trying that hard, and then... waiting
for him to take over.
Really. Yeah, I was just like doing this, and then I swear to God, as he was like ejaculating, I burped. He was like ejaculating, and I was like... like I just burped. Like it wasn't even like a burp from like gagging. It was just happened at the very same time. He was like, and then I went like full blown Homer Simpson.
Like a belch.
Like a belch, like a belch. That happened, and then I got crabs from him.
What the fuck?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes. It's
I've only ever had chlamydia. Thank God, touch wood.
Yeah.
And I've had a few different, like multiple.
Yeah. That's how you got it as well.
Huh?
You said, sorry, that's a terrible joke.
Say it again.
You said, I've never had chlamydia, touch wood, and I said, that's how you got it.
No, I've only had. Touch wood, yes, that's exactly. No, but like women can give it to you as well. Like you can, you know.
Okay. Yeah, because...
I know some lesbians who've never been tested for STDs, and it's like...
That's a risky move.
The fuck is wrong with you? Like, you think because you don't have penises around that you don't get STDs? You
can get, like, infertile and stuff from STDs.
Totally. From chlamydia, you can become infertile.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason why I treat it.
Don't really have to worry about that. No, that's not fair to say. I was going to say lesbians don't have to worry about getting pregnant, but that's...
Well, no, some of them want to get pregnant. Yeah. But like, it's just so ignorant to think that you don't.
Yeah, you'd be giving it to people. That's the main thing.
Yeah, right. Or just having it. Yeah, but like you're being the host. But so you got fucking crabs from this motherfucker.
Oh my god, it's the most fucking disgusting. I was in work and I was like, oh, I'm fucking like itchy, and then I went into the bathroom to check. And it was like a fucking... I don't even want to describe it. It was like a fucking...
Like a beehive.
Like a beehive. Like an ant's... like an ant colony or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, there was like loads. And I was like, oh my god, and I ran out to my
what was your work at the time?
I was working in like a gas station type thing.
Wasn't like a kitchen.
It wasn't like a kitchen. And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. Because that's what happened. It got into like... They can go into... Basically, I went down to my coworker and I was like, dude, luckily I was close to him, and I was like, fucking, this is going on. I need you to like cover the shop so I can go over to there's like a pharmacy like across the road. I ran to the pharmacy and got like
I basically like
lice
treatment
type thing.
I was talking about this with my other gay friend, comedian.
Crabs.
But I was talking about that like last week. We're talking about it.
It's gross. I nearly take HIV over crabs again.
No,
I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah. But I got this lice stuff. Yeah. And they recommend that you shave everywhere before you do it. Mm-hmm. Because they're like hiding in there.
Yeah, and they go deep into the follicles, right?
And you actually have to like they're almost like
blackheads or something.
Blackheads, exactly. Yeah. So you have to like.
I've never had them, but I know a lot about them.
Yeah. No, they're fucking gross. And I had to, I shaved everything. You have to shave everything: your balls, your groin, like even up into your like asshole. Yeah. I had to shave like my stomach, my chest.
Yeah, so they don't move up.
They can move up, and I shaved my beard. And I did that. I covered everything in like this cream or whatever, and it worked. And then the other time this is a crazy story. This other time I met this guy, and he was a Brazilian guy who had like, and I think it was like the first.
Love Brazilians.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Never have I not loved a Brazilian.
Yeah. Well, I didn't love this guy because let me tell you, I met this guy and he didn't really have any English. Which was like super weird, and it was like super hard like to communicate, which is like kind of important on a date. Yeah. And we were like, and he was so like eager to like, we were like basically met up in a park somewhere, not like in the like fucking cruising sense, but like in this where you sit down and chill and drink or whatever.
Like a family park.
Yeah, like a family park. And that being said, like and he kept insisting on me smoking.
What?
He's like, I want to see you smoking. I think it would look sexy or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then, and I was like, oh, whatever you say, boss. And then like straight away he was like, we were like sitting beside each other and he just started giving me a hand job. And then I was like, okay. And then I just exchanged hand job. And then he was like, into his head straight away, he was like, okay, we have to go find somewhere else so we can like take this to the next level. And like this is just completely just like build like what's the word like validating stereotypes about gay sex life, because then we were like literally walking around Dublin city centre just like, what about think about this place, no I want to go here. And then we went to like this college where there was like toilets, we like went to the toilets, no this isn't gonna work. And then
just looking for someone to fuck.
Just looking for someone to fuck. And then we went to he was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. And then there was like, we went to like just KFC. It was so bizarre because he didn't really speak English. So I went to KFC. Sexy. And I wasn't hungry. So I just bought him food and I sat there and watched him eat it.
What a day.
Oh my God.
Dude.
And it only gets stranger. So we were like walking by, and bear in mind, like this is one thing for like teenagers to do, but like for someone in their early 20s, maybe I was like 21, 22, to do this is like we were walking past a cinema, and then I was like, oh yeah, I've heard about like my friends doing this maybe 10 years ago, but you know, like, why not now? Why not? You know, there's always a first time for everything.
It's fucking a cinema.
So there was a movie on like The Jungle Book or something, and it was on at like 6 in the day, and I was like, no one's gonna be there.
We're safe.
So yeah, we're safe. So we went to see The Jungle Book. And it was quite of all the film. I can't remember, was it the live action? This would have been like 6 years ago. So
it must have been the live one.
Yeah, probably the live action one. And then we went and we had some live action in the back. Sorry, that was fucking terrible. And we went.
I'm gonna think. I still haven't seen that one. I'm gonna think about you. Having sex in a cinema.
I still can't watch it again. And we sat down the very back. And again, it was just because of the situation, all we could do was like oral sex, because there was like people like 5 rows ahead of us.
Children.
Children. I don't know, was there children? I remember there was this guy who I went to school with who I hadn't seen in years, sitting like a few, it's just, it's like, why? And there was like, they were sitting like 4 or 5 rows ahead of me, and he was with his girlfriend, and I was like, of course there's someone here that I know when I'm trying to do this. So there was like oral sex exchanged, and then we were like, okay, we'll meet up, and then we'll meet up again. And then like it was kind of like a given that I was like, okay, next time we meet up we're gonna have sex or whatever. So then we were like exchanging text messages. We're like, okay, we'll meet here, blah 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 blah. And then he texted me saying I have AIDS. He texted me.
Whoa.
Yeah. So imagine getting that text.
Whoa.
So I was sitting.
Thank God for oral, hey?
I know, yeah.
Thank God for that friend.
I didn't know though that you can't
get it from saliva.
But you can get it from
that
semen.
I knew from a very young age.
Yeah. Well, I found out at 22 from oh god, this gets even more bizarre. So we were you can get it from semen, but you can't really get it from like unless you have like an open wound.
Exactly.
You can't get it from like swallowing or whatever. And but I didn't know that time, so I was literally like lying in bed. I got this text like 2 a.m, and I literally just freaked out. I freaked out. I was like, I have AIDS.
Of course.
My life is over. I started like crying, and my mother is a nurse, and I didn't even fucking care. Like I went into my mother, and I was like, I think I have AIDS. Like imagine your son coming in and be like, I think I have AIDS. I went in and I was like, I fucking think I have AIDS, and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, calm down. She was actually really cool about it. She was like, calm down, okay, we'll fucking deal with that. And then
your mom's great.
Oh, she's so awesome.
Oh.
She was just like, don't panic, we'll fucking whatever.
Oh.
So then I went to a doctor, and he was like, yeah, well, I don't think,
like
from
he
what
asked
you're
you what
telling me.
happened?
Yeah, he asked me what happened, and he was like, I don't think, he was like, I can rest, like I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. You can't really get it from that unless you had like a big wound in your mouth or whatever. And but he did the test anyway, it was fine. And then when I confronted the guy over text, I was like, you fucking, like I was literally like, I'd fucking kill you if you gave me this without telling me or whatever. And then he tried to play it off kind of like, oh, my friend took my phone and it was a prank, but it wasn't a prank. What he was trying to do was, before we had sex, he was trying to just float the idea out there to see was I okay with it, like, you know what I mean? Because like like you can still have sex with people with HIV,
yes,
which is wear protection. So I think he was seeing, would I be okay with doing that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he just did it in a poor way because he doesn't speak English. He was just like, I have HIV or whatever.
Yeah.
And then and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna fucking kill.
Yeah.
And then obviously it was negative, and the test came back negative, and then I was gonna say something else. I forget what it was. But yeah, test came back negative then, and
thank God.
And then the
he wasn't trying to scare you.
No, I think he was,
like, because he knew that oral sex wouldn't transmit.
Yeah, and he was trying to probably just warn me, but he did it in just a very pidgin English way. And then then the doctor I was speaking to about it said there was actually a massive influx of like because there's a big Brazilian community in Ireland that kind of grew over the last maybe 10-12 years.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and he said that
Ireland's sounding better and better.
Right, yeah. No, let me finish the thing. He said that a lot of gay men that came from there brought there was like a HIV, because the sex education in certain parts of South America isn't great. Yeah. So they either brought HIV and then spread it because they weren't aware of sex education and everything. And then this is like crazy. The guy in the bathroom as well. He gave me something. It was like, I can't remember what it was, but I had to go to a doctor, and he gave me like cream and antibiotics.
Some kind of infection.
Yeah. And cream and antibiotics, and it was like a week before I went to Ibiza. So I like finished antibiotics just before I went to Ibiza, but I still had to put on this cream and yada yada yada. And I was in Ibiza, and it was like 3 or 4 days of just like fucking drugs and alcohol, so my immune system was like shot. And then the fucking infection came back like with a vengeance, with a vengeance, and like super bad. Like I couldn't even it was so painful. So I had to see a doctor there. And I didn't speak Spanish, but my friend speaks Spanish, so he was like, we were in like the lobby of this hotel, and my friend was like, STD, telling this doctor. And then this doctor was like, okay, he prescribed me stuff, and then he gave me these antibiotics that you couldn't drink on because you get really sick. And so then I was told that I can't drink or take drugs for like the rest of the holiday, and there was still like 5 days left of the holiday.
Fuck.
So I was just like sitting in the hotel room while everyone else was out partying, literally just sitting there like, what am I doing? So then I ended up flying home. I left the holiday with like 4 days to go because I was just like,
fuck this.
I was like, fuck this. It wasn't even a situation where I was like, I'll deal with this when I get home. The STD, it was so bad. I was like worried that my dick was gonna fall off if I didn't treat it there and then.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this. I just came home, and I actually had a flu. That's how run down I was from. Is that Ori's dog?
Ori shouldn't be here.
It sounds like there's a dog outside.
That sounds like there's
but it's just Foster scratching at the door.
Well, Ori could be. Yeah, it's probably just Foster.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up, but okay. I want to tell you that one of the first times I was like very much a massive slut in high school, and one time one of the first times where I think I might have had sex but I didn't, or at least the guy tells me I didn't have sex with him. I got an STI, like I got an infection, and I had to take antibiotics, and I also at the same time got glandular fever, which is what do they call it in the States? Mono, yeah. So I got that as well, and then later on, just chlamydia a bunch of times, and I'm super paranoid about as soon as, but I'm also like not that safe sometimes. Yeah. Like I've realized even in sobriety, like I can still just be such a fucking idiot when it comes to. But it's like as soon as someone is even touching me with their bare skin, I'm like, yeah. But then it just depends on my fucking brain whether or not I've got the. But you're super lucky. I'm super lucky.
Yes, yeah.
Fuck, I think we need to do another episode.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff here.
Oh, there is. I could go for like another 2 hours on this. Like I was having so much fun, and there's so much more.
Yes.
Yeah, we should do it again. 100%.
Let's do it again.
And thank you for having me on. It's so much fun.
Yeah. So you've got an Instagram account.
Yeah, Rob Does Comedy is the Instagram. Yeah.
Rob Does Comedy. Rob Moriarty.
Yeah.
Doing stand-up in Berlin. Let's wrap this up. I'm doing my solo hour practice, just doing a casual hour today, so I'm gonna get that done. But
awesome.
fuck yeah. Okay, that's been Adults Only Comedy Berlin, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Peace out.